Hey guys, today I just wanted to make a little bit of a guide on how to play as Shiv. I want to preface this guide by just saying, right now Shiv is extremely broken. I'm expecting him to be nerfed. He's already been nerfed twice. I'm expecting him to be nerfed again, probably at least one or two more times until he's in a spot where he, matches with the rest of the cast. I do think that the way to play Shiv will probably remain similar, despite nerfs, but I'm not necessarily going to focus on the item build too much because that might change with, how fast the game changes. But I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on Shiv's strengths and weaknesses, which I think, even if he gets nerfed, will probably remain the same. So, yeah, just wanted to say, even though I'm doing well in this game against good players, doesn't mean that I'm a really good player or anything. The character is simply broken right now. So just wanted to start with that. Okay, so let me just lower the audio a little bit so I can hear myself. Okay. So we'll start a little bit with the laning stage. My idea here is just to kind of maybe speed it up to 1.5x and talk a little bit about, what you're supposed to do in the laning stage. So Shiv is fairly strong in the laning stage. His gun does a lot of damage, his knife is good harass, and his 2 gives him killing potential. So I'm talking about his 2, I'm talking about slice and dice right here. So the way that you should be approaching lane, at level 1 you're not necessarily super strong or anything like that. You just want to try to get some poke with the knife. You want to level the knife first. I don't think that's going to change. I think you're pretty much always going to level the knife first. Because it's just, some reliable harass, it's got some nice bleed or whatever, etc. As with any MOBA, early in the lane, you definitely want to be focusing on CS as much as possible. If you're an experienced player, you can definitely go aggressive on them, but generally speaking, I would say that I would recommend just focusing on getting the last hits, because that's what matters most. As you can see here, I missed a lot of last hits, got denied a little bit, and that's really what you want to avoid. Similar to Dota, creep advantage is a thing, so you want to try to have more creeps in them if you can. However, I would say that in this game, generally speaking, pushing the lane is better than it is in, for example, Dota. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's much easier to rotate between lanes in this game. The lanes are very close together, and also people just tend to be easier to kill with a quick rotation. So pushing the lane generally is going to give you the opportunity to gank, which is kind of what you want. In the laning stage as Shiv, generally speaking, right now I'm maxing my 2, so I'm not putting any points into anything else. I'm just going straight up for the max 2, and you guys will see why a little bit later. Yeah. So as you can see, this laning stage here, a little bit boring, just trying to get aggressive, trying to see if we can make anything happen. But we're against pretty good players. We're against Hydration and Sinatra, so they're not new players. They know what's going on, so it's hard for us to get an opportunity. And also, they're playing Lash Lady Geist, which is a decent laning combo. Geist in particular has very good harass with her bomb, and also the fact that her gun is pretty good. So as you can see, once again, focusing on last hits, I'd say you want to get melees whenever you can. However, it's important to not go for melees that are going to cause you to take a bunch of damage. So as you can see there, I kind of took 200 damage for no reason. Generally speaking, I'd say you want to avoid that. So here I tried going in, I get punished pretty hard. So this was a bit of a mistake. As Shiv, you'll have tendency to want to go in. Unfortunately, Hydration had ult. I miscalculated that. So I'd say a tip that I could give is pay attention to whenever your lane opponents get ult. Because that's one mistake that I did there. Is if I paid attention and I noticed that Hydration had ult there, I wouldn't have gone in, because I would have just gotten Lash ulted under the tower. Always farm boxes whenever there's nothing to do. And here I think I look for a rotation. So I think I go on the Kelvin here. And if you notice hey, you can't kill the Kelvin, it's okay. You can actually kill the creep waves, and then you can go back to your own creep wave. And the way that soul sharing works in this game, you'll actually just get more souls off of doing that. So you guys might not have noticed, but I was actually behind my Grey Talon in terms of souls before I did that play. and now I'm at even. So I'd say around the 6 to 7 minute mark, laning stage tends to become very, very dynamic, so you really want to be looking for plays. Shiv in particular is very strong at looking for plays. So as you can see there, you know, it's pretty easy to get kills on Shiv if you're ganking, especially with your ult. It allows you to kind of clean up anyone. If you don't have your ult, it's a little bit harder, but with your slice and dice, as soon as you get your second point in it, with a plus 100 damage, you do kind of a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, 235 damage nuke, and if you've got max rage, then it echoes. So that's how Shiv works. You get an echo on your second ability if you have max rage, so it's very, very strong. So here I'm just being very active, seeing wherever their lash goes. I try to go as well. I'll let the game play itself for a little bit. And Shiv, so one of Shiv's greatest strength is actually his farming ability. Once you have max 2 especially, you're an insane power farmer. So other than being active, it's very important to just like farm the creep camps. So once again, just being active. So this is a perfect example of like why Shiv is broken right now. I, you know, was able to just like get in there and kill both of them with my echo, with my ult. And right now it's very hard to play against Shiv because you can't actually kill him because of the way your passive works. I think we can talk about the passive a little bit. That's the main reason Shiv is broken right now. In terms of damage, he does a lot of damage, but I do believe if they kept nerfing his passive, that he would probably feel a little bit more fair. Also, the rage meter in the demo is broken, so I wouldn't really worry about that. I bought Heroic Aura early, because I think right now Heroic Aura is a very good item on Shiv. It gives you kind of everything you want. You get some movement speed, you get some lifesteal, you get some fire rate, bonus health, and the active is very nice, 25 fire rate and 3 movement speed. So overall I just really like the item on Shiv. There's another way to play Shiv, which is a little bit more spirit oriented, which I used to do. I think right now, because of certain weapon items, I think it's better to build in weapon. That may change based on the items though, so I'm not gonna say that you should build in weapon instead of spirit. But right now I do think that probably the better build is the weapon build, simply because of how much damage you can get. So as you can see, I'm clearing these camps like really, really quickly. And you know, this is 10 minutes into the game, right? It's not like I'm insanely farmed. I don't have a ton of items, right? And yeah, the camps are dying really fast. So Shiv is actually one of the few heroes that can farm the highest tier of camps. I forget what they call them in this game. I just call them Ancients in Dota, but I think they're called tier 3 camps, because there's tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3. So Shiv's actually one of the few heroes that can farm tier 3 camps. Here I bought Warpstone because it's kind of a really good item. And here I'm just kind of going in, trying to see if I can get anything. Honestly, I might have been able to commit on them there. But I'm creating a lot of space. I'd say one thing as Shiv is you have to be careful of not overcommitting. So even though it does feel at times like you can 1v5, you want to wait until the moment is opportune. Shiv feels best when... Okay, so this is an example of overcommitting right here. I remember this moment. So I was very strong and I decided like, hey, I want to defend this tower, right? And I just die here. So that's an example of what not to do in that situation. I didn't need to overcommit there. I could have just played passive. I could have just chilled. It would have been totally fine. I want to talk a little bit about the map and what you should do. So right here, at this stage of the game, generally as Shiv, my priority is to get the waves pushed and to get my farm. So I'm down to show up to fights, but Shiv really comes online when he has a few items. So I'd say right now I'm not quite online. So what I'm doing here is I'm farming the T3 camps. So farming the tier 3 camps of Shiv is really easy, especially once you get max rage. Because once you get max rage, it like your 2 echoes and destroys these camps. Right. So I farm that camp really fast, and I'm farming the wave. Similar to Dota, you should always be looking to push out the waves whenever you can. It applies map pressure, it gives you information. The waves in general tend to give you more souls than the creep camps. So one mistake that I see a lot of newer players make is they're hitting the jungle way too much. Much like CCNT said in Dota, you know, the game would be a lot better if if no one hit neutrals at all. Obviously, I'm not saying not to hit neutrals as I'm hitting them here. I think there's a time and place for that. And Shiv is in particular very good at it. As you can see, this camp's getting absolutely melted. You can position your 2 to hit every single creep in that camp. And this is how you get ahead. If I can pause real quick, right now you can see that I'm 3k ahead of anyone in the server. And it's not like I have a lot of kills, right? I only have 3 kills. So that's just an example. Yeah, this Abrams made a pretty big mistake. I'm not really sure why he thought he could fight me. This is something that, especially if you're at lower elo, will happen a lot if you're playing Shiv. People think they can fight you. They can't. Not because you're going to be better than them, but because you are playing Shiv. And if you are building the hero right and you understand it, there's pretty much no hero that can 1v1 you in the game unless they are far ahead of you. And we can talk about Shiv's counters a little bit. The best counters to Shiv tend to be heroes with damage over time. So the way Shiv's passive works, it defers damage and you can clear a percentage of that damage. But if it's damage over time and it's just constantly being applied to you, the passive doesn't feel that good. It's very good against burst, right? So let's say you're playing against, I don't know, for example, we're playing against Lash here. Lash really wants to just kill you instantly, right? He doesn't have any damage over time. He just has like a combo that can one-shot a lot of heroes. Shiv feels very good against Lash because Lash can't do that to you. Even if he ults you, even if he uses all of his abilities, unless he's really far ahead of you, he's never going to kill you. So I want to talk a little bit about what makes Shiv so broken right now, especially in terms of items. So right now, Siphon Bullets, even though it just got nerfed, is still broken, I would say, especially on Shiv. So the way Siphon Bullets works is you get 45 max HP steal per bullet at a max frequency of 0.8 seconds. For Shiv, that's roughly going to be every 2 shots or so you're going to get one of these. So that's an extra 45 damage just flat per bullet, and not only that, but you're gaining that health. So realistically, in a fight, I would say that you're going to be gaining anywhere between 500 to 800 health in a fight just from shooting with Siphon Bullets. And then, not only that, but you permanently steal one of those stacks of health if you kill someone. So Shiv is a very kill-heavy hero, very snowball-y, so you're going to be killing a lot of people generally. I think over 30-something games, I average 14 kills a game. And so you're just going to be stacking up a lot of Siphon Bullet stacks and becoming really, really tanky, despite it being a weapon item, which also gives you 40% weapon damage plus 18% from the tier it's at. So you're getting almost 60% weapon damage, just to give you an idea. I mean, it's not that far from Glass Cannon, right? Glass Cannon's 88 total. And on top of that, you're just getting tanky, which is everything that Shiv wants. And Shiv has plus 25% all damage when he's max rage, which makes your shotgun hurt a lot. As you can see here, I would just kill this lady, guys. I mean, oh, I didn't even kill her. But she dies. I even messed up, honestly. Like, that was a really bad play for me. It doesn't matter. Obviously, she has 11k. I have 20k, so, I think regardless of whatever hero I'm playing there, I'd probably kill her, but yeah.
I see Lash.
So this is a pretty good example of, like, how strong the damage can be. You guys will see. So, like, even against Vindicta, I mean, I had a little bit of help there, but, I've got Warp Stone and stuff. Like, she's not killing me. So this is a good example of when to go push versus farm. So some players might have farmed the Ancient Camp there. We wanted to push the Walker first. So generally speaking, if you can get objectives, it's going to be more important than farming the jungle, and then you can always go back and farm the jungle on your way back anyway, which I do right here. To talk about Shiv late game, so right now the items that are kind of enable Shiv the most are Siphon Bullets and Leech. So regardless of whatever build you're building on Shiv, even if you're going Spirit, you're going to want Leech. The reason for that is pretty simple. First of all, you do a lot of damage on Shiv. And the best way to keep you alive, since you're deferring damage, you need some sort of way to regen the health that you're losing. Because you're still taking a lot of the damage. And the best way to regen it right now, there's really no really good life regen items in the game. Like there's, I think the best one gives you like 15 life regen, and that would be Shadow Weave. 15 health regen, which is just insignificant, honestly. Like it's a good amount just like passively, but in a fight it's not going to change anything. Like if the fight lasts 20 seconds, you're going to regen 300 health, which is very little. Whereas with Leech, you can fairly easily get, you know, 40-50% Leech. And the way the Leech item works is that it's also an anti-heal. So this is another example of Shiv being completely broken. There's just like, even though the Vindicta just flies, I can always just ult to get on top of her. That's another way to use your ult. You don't necessarily have to use it to kill someone. You can use it as a gap close right now. And you know, it's killing someone with your ult doesn't give you anything, so you're not like incentivized to do anything with your ult. Right. So right here, I'm going to slow it down just a sec, because this moment in the game really outlines how broken Shiv is and why Leech is so important on Shiv. So here I make a mistake. Like objectively, this is a mistake. I'm getting gone on here, and they're using a shit ton of stuff on me. And then I'm just going to turn. I'm just going to use my 2, go through everyone, and then use my 2 again. And now they're all dead, right? I died, but it was actually like a 1 versus 4 pretty much. I had a little bit of help, yeah, but if I'm playing any character there, the only character that can live in that situation is Shiv. I ended up dying, but the only character that even stands a chance in that situation is Shiv. So the video I think is coming to an end. I mean, there's some late game stuff happening, but I don't really want to make this video too long. I just wanted to go over the basics of, you know, what it means to play Shiv, what's important. So I think to summarize, right now Shiv is very broken, so I understand, you know, maybe there's going to be some hate in the comments. I know quite a bit of people get really upset at me in matchmaking for playing Shiv, and I get it, right? Hero's very broken, so I don't have any hard feelings towards people that are upset about it. But I'm not saying that this gameplay is insane or anything like that. All I'm trying to show is what it looks like to play Shiv right now, which is this. I'd say on Shiv, what you want to focus on, laning stage, you have some kill potential, but really just focus on not getting behind. Shiv as a hero, playing from behind, it's not good. You don't want to be playing from behind. You don't have a lot of recovery potential. I think you pretty much have to get ahead on this hero one way or another. Once you've gone past the laning stage, what I'd recommend is you want to be getting your farm. So you want to be pushing out lanes. You want to be maxing your Q right now because it allows you to farm really fast with the cooldown reduction. And you want to be hitting the T3 camps as soon as you can, especially the ones on the side of the map. So if I can ping, I can't ping in this, but there's 2 T3 camps on each side of the. There's 1 T3 camp on each side on the side lanes. So this is another example of this Shiv being completely stupid. And then I'm gonna like live here, which is actually insane.
I see Kelvin.
Anyhow, yeah. So you want to focus on getting the T3 camps, and then if you get T3 camps, you'll be ahead. And once you're ahead, you just want to put pressure on the enemy team. Right now, Heroic Aura, Warp Stone, Siphon Bullets, Superior Stamina, Leech, and then whatever Spirit items are able to support you. So right now, Bullet Resist Shredder, Suppressor, Mystic Burst, Improved Cooldown. I'll go Improved Burst most games as well. So that's kind of the summary. I end up winning this game. I don't really think it's necessary. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna mute my microphone, and I'm gonna let the rest of the game play out at 1x speed, so you guys can see a little bit what the late game gameplay for Shiv looks like.
I see Abrams.
All right, well, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I'll most likely be uploading a guide for this. So right now I have an in-game guide, but it's for Spirit Shiv. So I'll probably make an in-game guide for gun Shiv, or you can call this Berserker Shiv, or whatever it may be. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
The old New York tuxedo.
Today, the sapphire flame will fail.
I see pocket.
Too easy. Your blades come to
I won't lie. I don't know what that does, but my kid says all the mystics are fine. Good luck.
I see Kelvin.
I see Kelvin.
nice try, Iceman.
I don't have the luxury of mercy today.
Mid-boss has arrived. Where's the challenge?
One more body for the pile.
On the move. They're gonna bleed. The rejuvenator is descending. At work.
これは私の家族。我ながらの権利です。
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
This hunt is over.